The next generation of Mercedes compact is finally here. Now this A-Class hatchback is coming to Canada, but it also previews an A-Class sedan that's coming to the United States. And after driving this thing for a few days, I've got to say, there's a lot to be excited about. If you think back to the CLA and the GLA, you'll remember two cars that really looked like Mercedes products, but didn't really act like them. Now Mercedes has gone back to the drawing board and this is what they've come up with. A car that's been revised in almost every single way. More importantly, they've infused this car with just so much technology, and that's really the value added with this car. But let's start with what's under the hood. Now under the hood is a revised version of the 2-liter turbo that you first saw in the CLA and GLA. It makes 221 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. It also features a few new technologies, including Camtronic, which provides variable cam timing. But what Mercedes really needed to do was upgrade the transmission in this car. It still features a 7G dual-clutch transmission, and it's better than what it used to be, but there's still some elements that can be refined. For example, the car rolls back on hills sometimes, and high RPM gear changes sometimes just don't feel as snappy as they should. It's acceptable, but all I'm saying is that this just isn't the benchmark in the class. You can also get this car as a front-wheel drive or four-wheel drive vehicle. The more interesting thing is that the rear axle in all-wheel drive vehicles is mounted to an isolated subframe to help reduce noise and vibration. 100% of the power in this all-wheel drive system can be sent to the front wheels, but only 50 can go to the rear wheels. But people will probably love the all-wheel drive version of this car, which does 0 to 60 in about 6 seconds. In terms of handling, this car still feels really agile and nimble, and I absolutely love the way that the Mercedes compacts feel on the road. What they've done is address some of the criticisms in terms of stiffness. This car is much softer than it used to. It really rides like a Mercedes now. The interior has been much improved over the past CLA and GLA. You'll see that the car just has a lot more style to it. However, the materials are still a little rough around the edges. There's a lot of hard plastics in here. But I still like the layout and overall design, especially with these big 10-inch screens. The digital display is far nicer than almost any other car I've seen and can be controlled with 2 touchpads on the steering wheel. And Mercedes has done away with the old command system, replacing it with what's called MBUX. MBUX features this touchscreen as well as a touchpad for operation. But even more impressive is a voice recognition system that operates a lot like Google or Alexa. All you have to say is, "Hey Mercedes."
How can I help you?
It's actually really cool to see a digital assistant like this in a vehicle. I actually was really worried that this would be just a gimmick, but it actually works really well and can be interactive in a way. So if you ask it its opinions on BMWs or Tesla, it'll give you a snarky little answer. And if you ask it about what's going on around town or some of your favorite lunch spots, it'll provide that as well. That voice recognition system is actually pretty clever. It's a hybrid system, which means it has an offline version as well as an online version to get more personalized results. What's really interesting, this car has a really global mindset. It's made in a bunch of factories around the world, and 12 million kilometers were spent developing this vehicle in 4 different continents. Now, I don't know how much this car will cost, but you can probably expect it to be around the $30,000 mark. And Canadians can expect this A-Class on the road by November 2018. And this car is really important for the brand, because 1 in 4 cars from Mercedes-Benz was actually compact, just like this. With this next generation compact, Mercedes has really upped the quality of this compact. I've got to say, I'm looking forward to what's coming up next.